welcome to the Spider's Web. Remember these little chaps? And these were 3 of the models that were in the Curse of Undeath box set, which is one of the faction packs for Dungeon Command from Dungeons and Dragons. This is the dracolich. We've got the hypnotic spirit and a zombie. These are the ones that's in the Curse of Undeath pack. Okay figures, very similar to the ones that's in the board game versions. Well, these 2 are. Let's start with the big guy first. Well, I've got him in my hand. This is the one we get with Curse of Undeath. The one that we actually get with, and if you're wondering what that funny jingling noise in that whirring noise, it's Laddie wandering around. Right, so this, as I said, is the dracolich figure that we get with Curse of Undeath, sorry. Basically posed. A good looking figure. No bottom jaw, but then again, the dragon's dead, so he's not actually going to be eating anything. But when you look at the one that you get with Castle Ravenloft, which I have painted, it looks a little wimpy. That's the one I've done. This is the one you get with Curse of the Castle Ravenloft, sorry. He started out life that colour. But I don't like seeing models unpainted, especially when I'm going to be playing something with them, so that is how I decided to paint it. Not incredibly bright colours, bright vivid colours, not much of a change with what I've been using. Slightly, well, it's a lot paler than its counterpart in Curse of Undeath, but it's a much bigger model. I'll move them forward. I've used browns and bleached bone to give it the skeletal look, and I washed the wings over to make it look as though it's like a leathery, dried leathery wings. And then I've based the dragon on little stone chippings, and then painted them up black, and then various layers of greys onto white, which I've done for all of the Dungeons and Dragons board game figures, because I mean they're going through a dungeon, so it's not going to be, you won't need grass or anything, would you? So that's the dracolich, whatever you want to call them. I'll put them further up here. Next we have the zombie. In the Curse of Undeath again, you get 2 zombies and they look identical. Everything's the same, dark brown, ragged clothing, which then very grey, brownish skin. So I'll just show you one. I just wanted to put it up there to remind you that you do actually get 2, and they're both exactly the same. The way I've done them, and I'll put this chappy down here for a second, because different people actually control the figures as they come up. The main bodywork, the flesh and the hair, or the skin tones and the bracelet rather, handbands, whatever they may be, I've done exactly the same for each one. As you can see, I've done a green one, a reddish one, or reddish brown. and a blue one. Just to differentiate between the three figures, because as I say, at one time there could be all three of these out, controlled by three different people, so just so people would know which one they're controlling, just to make it easier for identification. So I've done the hair slightly different on each one, as you can see, and I'll just put these two away and focus on this one. You can see the exact same model, nothing different, but I hope you can actually tell the difference in quality between the one I've done and the one you get in Curse of Undeath. You know, you see why I'm not really happy about these ones. So I'll put them down there. Next we have this one, the Hypnotic Spirit. Is it Hypnotic Spirit? Yeah, Hypnotic Spirit. Yes. Got it wrong. It's not that one at all. Now, that, you can say it's not the same one, but the reason I got confused is because I did it near enough exactly the same. There you go. I did a very similar colour scheme, but I've done slightly different, I think, for each one. Only slightly different, and that's one where I did bleach bone, and then washed over with a black, and then highlighted with white. That one I washed over with a very pale yellowy colour and highlighted with white, and this one I did with a bluey colour and highlighted with white. They are again called Hypnotic Spirits, as you can see there, and this one is out of Legend of the Drist, not Castle Ravenloft. So that's I think that's might be what threw me. But as you can see, they're the same model, and I don't know why on earth I managed to get confused with them two. Never mind. Okay, so that is that for the figures out of Curse of Undeath. Although saying that, the skeleton warriors, or warrior skeletons, a little bit better than the skeleton warriors you get, well in fact they're just called skeletons, in oh dear, Castle Ravenloft. Although we've done them, you know, fairly similar for the actual skeleton part. When you get down to the bare bones, they're fairly similar. Mine's maybe just a little bit lighter. But with these ones, what I've done is you get, if I can find the third one, you get 3. Oops. And again, I've done them all the same. But as I said, how do you I tend to do them so there's a little difference. How have I managed to do that? Well, a red, a green and a yellow shield. The only ones that don't seem to be any difference is the ones that I showed you earlier, thinking that they were the Hypnotic Spirits, which are wraiths. But I tend to do, as I say, each one that little bit different when you've got a choice, so that you can tell which one you're controlling. Hello, welcome back, and we're going to be doing the Stinglewolf. These are the figures that we've got in here that I've got the equivalent of in Legend of Drist. So let's start with your man here. This fella is your Drow Blade Master. As you can see, not incredibly exciting paint job from whoever it was that painted it. At least they've made some efforts to bring out the chainmail on his arm. And I get 3 of these with Legend of Drist. I'm just going to show you one because I've actually painted on these exactly the same. That's my version. And I don't know if you'll be able to see in there, but on mine you get that little bit of feature brightness on his face to highlight it. But so there's the difference. The ones I painted just that little bit brighter, picked out the armour and his breastplate and his boots and his legs. I've picked out the chainmail as is picked out here. The blade is slightly different. I've done the part that you hold, name I can't remember. I've done that in like a gold bronzy type of colour, and this is just black with chainmail over the top. Not chainmail, bolt gun metal. That could be bolt gun metal or chainmail, I'm not sure which. It's just dry brushed over the top. So I said not a massive amount of difference, but as you can see looking at the way the armour is on mine, it brings it out a lot more. You can see more of the detail in it when the light isn't glistening on it. There you go, so that's that one. And as I said, I got 3 of these in Legend of Drist and I've painted them all the same. As you can see, there's no difference with any of them. All the same. So I'll put them back over there. I'll put him further up here. And next we have Demon Web Spider. This is atrocious for a paint job. This really is. It's just coloured blue with red eyes. That's it. Well, in Castle Ravenloft we have 3 spiders. We don't have demon web spiders, we just have spiders. They're the exact same model. You get 3 of them. I'm going to pick up first of all just one to show you, and then I'll bring the other 3 out to compare the difference. And that's what I've done with it. They're all coloured base colour there. I've gone over and then painted the abdomen, dry brushed over the abdomen red. Given the same red colour eyes, you may have noticed. In fact, near enough too similar. But at least the body is actually picked out with all the detail and everything. So I'll put him down for a second and I'll show you the other one. So I've also done a yellow one. And this one you can't really tell, but it is green, I think. No, it's bleached bone, I think. You can't really tell in normal light, but on the camera you can pick it. It comes up rather nicely. You can pick out the difference. So they're the 3 spiders that you get with Castle Ravenloft. They're not demon web spiders; they're just spiders. But I hope you can see now why I don't like the figures that you get with the Dungeon Command games. So I'll put the Demon Web Spider down here with the Blade Master while we have a look at the Drow priestess. This is the Sting of Lolth figure, as you can tell, no stones on the bases. There we go. And now for mine. Now the one I got was coloured this colour originally, and it is actually two figures. It's ever known Baina, the matron mother. It's also another character altogether, and I can't remember what character it is, but for some reason they put there's two characters in Legend of Drist, and they're both the same model. But this is what I've done with it. As you can see, the skin is black with dry brushed over with grey to make the highlights stand out. And the skirt's a little different. I just made it all one colour rather than having a black skirt and a red sash. The dagger is bronze, as is the armour. I'll turn them around the same way. And the hair, yes, is white, but I've put a wash on it to bring out the shadows, so that it actually looks like her rather than just a white mess. So it looks as though on this one is completely unpainted. There you go. I'll put that back down there. And next I will show you the big one. Well, I say the big one, it's the second biggest model in Sting of Lolth. It's the Drider. The half drow, half spider. That's what they've done with it. Strangely, we must have had a similar idea, because yes, mine will be different, but it's still black and red. But as you can see, mine is a lot different. There's also a different pose to the drow part of it. You can see the face of the very flat. Paintwork on it is very flat, whereas mine, as you can see, you can pick out the detail and everything. Okay, the sword's a little bit bent. Oh, it's just this. I hadn't actually realised that they're made out of the same stuff until I got them out just before I started doing this video. But never mind. As you can see, a little bit of effort goes a long way sometimes. As I say, I'm not one for proper, award display quality, exhibition quality paintwork. I just like slapping a bit of paint on it, making it look presentable for playing. I can do a better job than that, Looking at things like this, it makes me think, yeah, I could go in for Gilded Demon. I won't. I'm not saying I will, but there we go. Okay, so that's the 4 from Sting of Lolth. We just have the Heart of Cormier to do now. That's your Drider. What was this? Drow priestess, Drow priestess, demon web, spider, and the Drow blade master. So they're the only ones that we've got the only ones we've got similar in the two games. I'm just looking. There's another one here. I'm just wondering whether. No, it's not. I think we do have one, but I think it's a totally different model altogether. Put these 4 back, and I'll get back to you when I've got the figures sorted out for Heart of Cormier. So, see you in a sec. Oh, again, let's finish off with the figures out of Heart of Cormier. There's not all that many that are actually similar. This is a half-orc thug, and his equivalent in Wrath of a Shadowlong is a half-orc rogue. Yep. Again, exactly the same model. Painted up that little bit differently. It looks completely different. This is again one of the hero figures. All the previous ones were monsters. These are the hero figures, and these in Heart of Cormier. So as you can see, the eyes aren't painted in either because they're not very easy to do, so I don't bother. But the face is exactly the same. Just the way I've done mine makes it look different. It's been given a dark base coat, or medium base coat rather, then a wash over with something like Agrax Earthshade, and then highlighted over with a pale colour for the face. I brought out the armour to make it look a bit shinier. He's a hero character after all, even though he is a rogue. And if you don't believe me, just check out the Tarak, the half-orc rogue. So, and on this one, it just says half-orc thug. Right. So that's them. That one done. And this one is our only model from Wrath of a Shadowlong that is compared with the 3 boxes I've got. All the rest come out of either Castle Ravenloft or Sting of Lolth. No, not Sting of Lolth, Legend of Grist. Next, this one's slightly different because this is a different model, but I just wanted to show you the difference. This is a Halfling Sneak. This is from Heart of Cormier, as you can tell. And this is the Regis, the Halfling Rogue, from Legend of Grist. I've done the face terribly well on this one. I'm toying with the idea of stripping it down and starting again. Not happy with it, but let's see how it goes. Like I said, they're totally different characters, or totally different models, but I just thought I'd throw it in just for the sake of it. So there you go. So I'll put that back in the Legend of Grist pile, and we'll get to the next one. And this is the Dwarf Cleric. Again, this is the Heart of Cormier variant. I can't really say I dislike the paint job on this, apart from when you get to the big expansive flatness on the back. It needs a little bit of something. But my version looks like this is Thorgrim the Dwarf Cleric, and he looks like that. Again, he's the exact same model, but sometimes it's just the way you do things that make them look completely different. You can see I've tried to highlight the back there to give it a little bit paler colour, so there's light hitting it. His sceptre, or whatever it may be. whatever it is that's he's holding in his hand. A lot brighter on mine. Again, her different colour. His armour's near enough, I think the same colour, but apart from that, everything else is different. So there you go, that's the dwarf cleric on both ones. So I'll put him in, and he can go over to Castle Ravenloft. And we come finally to the human ranger. Look at that, her glossy black, not a highlight in sight, eh? Well, that's the how to call me variant. Mine is Alyssa, again human ranger, and she looks like this. Again, same model. I made mine blonde rather than black hair. I've used browns instead of greys, and greens and creams instead of purple and lilac. And I think the face on mine is a little bit more expressive, but she looks really brassed off on both models. Well, there you go. Well, there's the differences. I'm just going to pause the camera and turn it round. I'll talk to you face to face in a second. You know, so there's differences with the models, and it's, as I said, it's a it makes a big difference, doesn't it, from getting something that's pre-painted, to actually painting it yourself. I was asked in one of my comments when I was doing the Dungeon Command games, why don't I just get my paintbrush out and give them a wash and highlight them. Thing is, I enjoy doing it from scratch, and with these I wouldn't feel as though I was doing them from scratch. I feel as though I was just finishing off somebody else's work, and that's not how I like to do things. And the way I've done it with one figure, which I explained in a previous video, but that was all because the white was too much, way too much. But the figures aside, and the painting aside, or the state of the figures aside, I really am hoping that you're not going to be put off from buying this game if you're interested in it. Please get the game. The figures don't actually make the game, or the way the figures look don't make the game play any better. It just makes them look a bit nicer. Try it. If you like it, fine. If you don't like it, fair enough. Even if you want to go and play it, you know somebody who's got copies of it, or you're in a games club like I am and other people have got copies, see if they'll have a game with you, show you how it's played. I mean, I played it once and I'm not sure. I'm going to have to play it again. I'm going to have to play it with someone who I'm on an even keel with, I think. But I just got annihilated. When oh, excuse me, when I played it I just got annihilated. I just got wiped off the face of the planet, you know what I mean? So, but then again, I was playing against somebody who knew what they were doing, and excuses. But yeah, don't be put off by anything I say about the figures. The figures don't make the gameplay any better. It's the game mechanics that make that happen, and it's the way you play the game that makes it happen. not the way the figures are painted. So just because I don't like them, you might get the boxes, you look at them and think, well, they're not as bad as it says on these stupid videos, but it's my opinion. So there we go. Anyway, that's it from me for another video, and hopefully I shall get one up and running soon. I'm not sure whether or not to actually do a solo gameplay video for one of the Dungeons and Dragons board games while they're out and handy. I may do, then again, there is another one of zombies that I'd like to have a bash at, which is a solo play one, so I might do them both, who knows. So that being said, I shall get the camera going and get everything on the computer, do a bit of editing and get this posted hopefully either later tonight or tomorrow. So until I see you again, take care, God bless, bye for now.